You are listening to Maximum Pew Pew, an actual play RPG podcast. Maximum Pew Pew follows continuous storylines that are meant to be enjoyed from the beginning. This episode follows the Chariot of the Gods storyline and may contain spoilers for the Alien RPG Starter Kit scenario published by Free League. The following segments may contain mature themes, adult language, and graphic depictions of violence.
What's the story, Mother?
Interface 2037 enabled and awaiting your command.
Alright, good start. Access Bellis Incident.
Investigation number 2173-0608. Access requires escalation.
Of course it does. Command override. Mike Papa Foxtrot Lima.
Confirm identity.
Nathan Murphy, Actuarial Division, Wayland Utani Corporation.
Identity confirmed. Displaying available logs.
I guess we'll start from the beginning. There.
Loading file. Chariot of the Gods. 1. Subject. Special Order 966.
Wonderful. It always starts with the special order. Okay, who wants to play some Alien RPG?
I'll play some Alien RPG.
You'll play some Alien RPG?
I'll
Okay.
play.
I need to look at characters.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Oh,
boy.
Oh boy.
So the Alien RPG is based off of the Alien movie franchise that just recently celebrated its 40th anniversary. And Free League, the makers of Tales from the Loop, Things from the Flood, Coriolis, Forgotten Lands, quite a few things at this point are using it, and it uses their, A Mutant Year Zero uses their D6 system. So the game is not quite out yet, but they did release a sort of starter kit for people who pre-ordered their book, and it includes an adventure called Chariot of the Gods that we will be playing today. Now, the Alien RPG has two different modes. So there is a campaign mode, which is kind of kind of similar to like a television miniseries or like a season of TV. And then there's cinematic mode, which is going to be a lot like the movies, which is to say very brutal. So
yeah, the thing I liked most is when you were IMing us and you said, so that it basically just goes out and says, like, if one of your characters dies, just hand the player a new character sheet. And it's all like, so what you're really saying is that you're pretty much expected to die, so you want to come with a harem of playable characters.
So yeah, pop quiz. How many Marines does it take to clear a terraforming facility?
We don't know. It hasn't been done yet.
So that's, play the character like you want them to live, obviously, because that's how the movies work, but don't be upset if they die. You still get to play.
I mean, there's
Until we run out of
apparently there's going to be a xenomorph, which means that people are going to die. Because that's how that goes.
Yeah,
just channel your best Skittermander. Hello, new friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I don't want to see a xenomorph that is based off of a Skittermander. That sounds like all sorts of terror.
That's the Heart of the Swarm adventure path.
The Skittermander whelp vestigial appendage also has. So,
Frightening. I love it.
So what you need to know is that all of you are on the USCSS Montero, which is a Weyland-Yutani owned ship that the crew is currently leasing, with a lease to own option if there is any desire to go that direction.
Oh, there's got to be survivors.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, somebody's got to send the next crew out to get killed.
So there are 5 individuals on the USCSS Montero at the moment. We have the captain of the ship is Vanessa Miller. She is the of the officer class. These characters have classes right now, but without the full rules, they don't really mean much because it doesn't really tell you how to build characters. It just kind of provides you some of the rationale.
Yeah,
so
that's perfect.
So we have Vanessa Miller, who is our main our captain of this vessel. We have Leah Davis, the pilot of the USCSS Montero. 2 of our we've got cargo handler Liren Cham. We have a technician Kayla Rye, and we have corporate liaison John Wilson, who's actually a member of an actual paid employee of Weyland-Yutani who is on this ship kind of helping oversee.
Is there a little personality dossiers on them?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you tell me who you're initially interested in, I'll hand it to you, and if you're not feeling it, you guys can kind of swap around.
I'm interested in the technician.
So you were interested in Rye, so if we can pass that down. So anybody you're interested in, don't say pilot.
No.
Trevor should play the captain.
Okay, I can.
You want to be captain?
We'll put you in charge this time.
Oh, this is going to be unfortunate
Yes.
for everybody involved. I love it.
So I'll let you review that, and if you're not super happy with it. So what do you think?
I was thinking the other roughneck.
Okay, the cargo handler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you gonna leave me with the company man?
He has
Yes.
an ability that is just throw other people under the bus.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes, actually, you are going to be the company man because it's important that we have a company man.
Always.
Who's Miller? You are?
I am Miller.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
You know I'll get along with Miller.
You're Cham?
Yeah, we're buddies.
All right, man. All right.
How's
A lot of
everybody
people use
feeling
it
about their
interchangeable.
characters? Anybody want to swap out for the pilot?
No,
No, you know what? I'm totally okay with Rye.
Cool.
I'm sad I don't have a friend, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Why
well,
don't you have a friend?
Because my friend
you
is
have
the
a rival?
Oh,
Oh,
I'll
well,
be your friend.
the pilot still
No, you won't.
the pilot still exists.
Yes.
Like Davis is still around. Is the thing.
Somebody will be Davis in a hurry.
Yeah. Well, it's entirely possible too.
A real big hurry.
So, you've got a little packet here.
Okay.
The first part of your little packet is a little portrait that you can put in front of you so that people remember who you are. It's also got the name and all that stuff on it.
All right.
The big one is your
Dossier.
Yeah, your dossier, and this is actually the kind of character sheet sort of breakdown. And the third thing is actually the character sheet with the colors inverted so that it wouldn't take up all the ink ever.
It's still printing!
Yeah. It's
Oh, man, it was
the
bad.
paper would be 5 times heavier as a result of all the black toner.
You'd want to print on black paper with white toner.
Yeah.
Is that even a thing?
To go over the character sheet, the talents at the top right are kind of specific to your class. The full write-up for the talent's going to be in the dossier in that bottom brick. I have tried my best to make sure that the numbers in the center are accurate. At this point, nobody should have stress, no experience, no story points. You should have a number of health points equal to your strength. No radiation, no critical injuries. Everyone should have a signature item. No consumables, no conditions, no weapons, armor, gear, anything like that. You guys are pretty much naked with the exception of your signature item at the moment.
Okay. Well, I mean, we live on the spaceship. Our stuff isn't, our gear is all stuff we use.
So everything is as
Mother
intended.
West Virginia do you have to be to carry your gun around your house?
Pretty West Virginia. So you've got a blueprint of your ship. It's going to be most similar to the Nostromo, if anyone's familiar with...
this thing looks like a tugboat.
It is pretty much a tugboat. You'll notice that the bottom map is actually a zoomed-in version of probably the front quarter of the rest of the ship that is used to haul cargo.
Yeah, because everything else is just like tank
engines and cargo.
Yeah,
and in some cases refineries, because you're going to be in space for a long time. Might as well get a head start on some of the work.
Right. She is a tractor. She pulls things. That's, it's in the description.
Like the Nostromo.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are space truckers on the star freighter USCSS Montero, running the Gauntlet, the trade route between Anchor Point Station and the frontier. Your ship's cargo hold is packed with dozens of tanks of the rare gas helium-3. Usually cargoes such as these are towed in massive tanker modules that transport much higher concentrations of the gas a safe distance from a freight hauler. The Montero isn't rated as a commercial towing vehicle. However, the Montero isn't rated as a commercial towing vehicle, however, and this small run is a special order for a Weyland-Yutani corporate account on Sutter's World, a newly established frontier colony. While the trip so far has been fairly routine, the Montero's sensors developed a glitch before you left Anchor Point and sporadically pinged contact with a sensor reflection before you activated the displacement drive and went FTL. Your cargo run so far has been without incident. Now, you're just awakening from hypersleep, ready to deliver your goods to the colony of Sutter's World. You all wake up from an extremely hard and groggy sleep. Imagine the type of sleep where you were exhausted the night before and you skip REM and you just go straight into deep sleep and you sleep. You kind of oversleep, so when you wake up, you feel tired, but you know better. It's just like almost a hangover. You slept so hard. It's not helped by the fact that the room that you wake up in is a stark white with these lights on, and it's just an assault on the senses first thing in the morning. And your mouth is incredibly dry as one of the side effects of the cryo sleep in the cryo chambers is dehydration. So you are all desperate to get yourself a drink of water or a dose of hydration or something like that.
Oh God, does this ever get easier?
Oh, yeah.
My mouth.
I forgot. Kind of forgot.
Tastes like a monkey butt.
You are all awake. I need to distribute your agenda. So the cinematic version of this game happens in 3 acts. Each act, you're going to have an agenda. At the end of the act, we will kind of secretly determine whether or not you accomplished your goal, and you will get a story point. Story points are handy because you can use those for a free success on a roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's important to try to drive to those because it's going to help your survivability and help your success rate in a lot of cases later.
The not getting eaten by aliens part.
These are
typically
secret, so you don't want to share them with others. So I know we've got Miller, Wilson. This is your agenda. It should also be known that Wilson has regular contact with Mother because, Mother, Weyland-Yutani ship, Weyland-Yutani employee. Let's see, you were Cham.
I am Cham.
Cham.
Thank you.
And I'm Rye.
And Rye. Eventually,
There's a lot of them. You can only keep them so organized.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, all of this stuff, is this something that in campaign mode the GM's going to have to come up with?
It's not per act, but rather per session.
Oh, okay.
So it could just be like personal agenda that the player has come up with.
I gotcha.
That being said, this book insinuates they're going to be coming out with more cinematic scenarios, but they didn't really say anything about campaign mode.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
So, yours makes sense?
I like it.
Yours makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yours makes sense? Yours makes sense? Cool. Everybody's on the same page.
I like how they're playing against type with this character.
Are they? Maybe?
Spoilers.
Sorry.
We'll see. So you wake up and you kind of shake the sleep off. The Montero is the same series of star freighter as the Nostromo. The most important distinction is that the Montero has standard Saturn J3000 engines instead of the Rolls-Royce N66 Cyclo upgrades that the Nostromo had. As such, she is not rated as a commercial tug, although she has been known to make unlicensed tows here and there. She's fitted to haul cargo internally like a standard freighter and has a cavernous bay with ventral access for such purposes. You are currently hauling 72 high-pressure tanks carrying 200,000 tons of highly flammable helium-3 gas. Each tank is half the size of a tanker trailer. Helium-3 is an amazingly clean energy source used throughout the colonies. Its volatile nature means that it can be dangerous to transport. To ferry the cargo to and from orbit, the Montero is equipped with an ailing Weyland-Yutani 37B cargo shuttle named Daisy. At about 80 years old, it has seen better days. The Montero is also equipped with a 10-meter-long passageway umbilical, which can be used to connect to the airlocks of other aircraft and thus allow passage without the need for a spacewalk.
So we wake up at the colony?
No, in
orbit.
Yeah, you're waking up in orbit right now. Like you
that's
just woke up, and probably the last thing on your mind right now is like
things don't go wrong. You wake up at your destination.
Yeah,
that's how this always works.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get me something to drink. I'm gonna get me a cup of Joe.
Yeah, let's have breakfast.
Yeah,
fix breakfast.
I'm gonna get me set up.
Okay. So you head to your galley.
It's right in the middle.
Which
is centrally located.
Yep, centrally located. So Cryo's kind of off on the starboard. You make your way to the aft, which is sort of like where the central hallway is.
Hygiene and personal lockers are. So that's probably...
Yeah, it might be...
Get cleaned up and get this taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, but also, as was normal in the movies, you got out in just your underwear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so essentially you'd have to go get dressed, which would be the opposite direction of the galley.
Yeah, so hygiene, personal lockers, everyone's kind of having their locker room talk.
Uniform.
Yeah. Maybe a shower for some of you. Uniform getting cleaned up. Like gargling with the shower water because, like,
right,
you just gotta do something like immediately.
Port in a storm.
Pretty much. And then you head to the galley, which is modestly appointed. Of course, Weyland-Yutani still requires people to purchase food on their ships. However, the coffee is free.
All right, so I'm going to double down on the coffee.
That's good,
And then I'm going to buy the cheapest breakfast that there is.
Okay. So
this is an important probably place in the mission. So I'm going to spend a little bit extra to get some more like dehydrated bacon for the crew.
Okay.
I will definitely partake in the free bacon.
Gotcha.
That's a bit generous of you today.
Anything special you want to do as you...
Coffee's good. Once we get the coffee in me, then I'll figure out what to do from there.
Okay. Everything good? The coffee and
Yeah, it's good.
Whatever you want to drink. Okay.
It's coffee.
It's space coffee, but
Yeah. Well, this says that it's one of the best perks, or one of the best perks with working with Weyland-Yutani is that they do give their employees like free coffee, like on trips and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, so other places don't.
I'm not quite sure why.
Because they charge for food, and this keeps you awake longer, so you can work harder.
All the places that I possibly qualify to work for, the best perk is free coffee. It's just.
I don't want to say it's one of the best perks, but like compared to other
where
places,
my life has ended up.
Yeah, that's where we are at this point.
Capitalism.
This is unregulated capitalism.
Yeah.
I'm just let you know to take advantage of this, the best perk of working for Weyland-Yutani. I am going to drink my body weight coffee every day. Because it's free.
So is that heart attack it comes with?
Well, it also masks the fact...
I'm only 23, I can handle it.
It also masks the fact that the
reprocessed
water that you have is slightly cloudy.
What?
The reprocessed water that you're using for like consumption is like slightly cloudy, so it helps...
Yeah, it helps mask the taste of like recycled doo-doo.
Yeah.
I can't have another thing on the ship break. I cannot have another thing.
It helps cover up the bitter.
Yeah, it helps cover up the bitterness of the water.
And the crew.
And the crew.
No, I've got a good feeling about this run.
I'm sure you do.
It's a captain.
It's all big bucks.
Oh, God. No.
What would you like to do?
Well, it's usually customary to try and just kind of get a basic status update. We've been asleep for a while. It'd probably be good to know what the hell happened while we were out.
Okay.
Work on getting a hold of the colony and getting our delivery made.
Cool. Miller will wrap up their breakfast a little bit while everyone else is kind of like, still shaking the sleep off.
Mm-hmm.
Davis will actually come join you because the bridge is where, the pilot station stuff is too. So, I mean, she's usually the one kind of helping
Sounds good.
with that type of stuff. So,
Sounds good.
Davis will join you in the bridge. You're at the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Like I said, just kind of like just basic status of the ship.
Okay.
See what information I can pull up.
Yeah. Ship is in good shape. There's no issues to report. Everything seemed to go fine
thank God for that.
During your haul. You attempt to send Hells to Sutter's World, but you're not receiving any replies. You attempt to ping the tower, and you don't get a ping back, which usually suggests that you're probably nowhere near Sutter's World right now.
I'm assuming that the bridge has, like, a very large window.
Like a viewport?
Yep.
Yeah. Is there like, a planet out there?
Give me a Comtech roll. So, Comtech is going to be keyed off of wits. So if you don't have any points in
it's just wits.
Comtech, you can just roll wits.
Cool.
And we're just looking for a single 6 right now.
That's a 6.
Single 6. It's all you need. 6. You're taking a look at your star charts, and something seems way off because you're not really close to anything that has been charted. You determine that you are somewhere in deep space at the moment. That's where the Montero has dropped you off.
Where the hell are we?
As you're contemplating this, a light flickers in the bridge, indicating that Mother, the ship's like AI computer, wants the attention of somebody. When you check the screen, it types out that she would like to speak with Captain Miller.
I guess I need to go have a word with Mother. Hopefully she's got some answers for me. Probably doesn't, but...
Davis will kind of assess the situation and start doing some scans and stuff to see if she can find out.
Try to figure out where the hell we're at, because this is not right.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. So, given the situation, I'll go ahead and head over to Mother and see if we can figure out what's going on.
Okay. Now, thankfully, the Mother mainframe is right off the bridge. You just have to use your personal access to be able to go into the mainframe and speak with Mother. As you sit down, Mother informs you...
Distress signal detected from unknown ship. USCSS Montero. Rerouted to investigate. Objective. Triangulate source of signal. Previous objectives postponed until further notice. Failure to cooperate will result in loss of shares.
The mysterious transmission is too garbled to determine who sent it. It was basically a Wayland-Yutani mandate that you respond to a distress signal.
Distress signal. Mother doesn't have any other information for me.
You can actually request to listen to the distress signal.
Okay.
It is so garbled, you can make out somebody trying to say something. You know that it's like a human voice, somebody speaking English. You cannot make out what they are saying, and it's on a distress signal like frequency.
Okay.
So
that's all we've got, is that there was somebody saying something, and it came through as a distress signal.
Yeah, the information Mother is giving you tracks.
Okay. All right. So I'm assuming that we've been woken up early to answer this distress signal.
She has actually dropped you out of FTL near the area where this signal was detected.
Okay. But it is earlier than we should have been woken up. This is a weird question. I'm assuming there's like a universal time standard.
There is a universal time standard, and I am not sure
that's fine.
How it compares
but
to when you should be
supposed to wake up in orbit of a planet.
Well, yeah,
that's
so
right.
definitely. So this is definitely early.
Yeah, and one
you're
of these
not at the
trips could
planet
take
in that
years
case.
anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, no, everything's tracking. I'm just trying to put all the information together because the crew's going to have questions for me, and I've got to be able to answer them. And at the moment, I'm just going to have a bunch of I don't knows.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it doesn't seem... Okay, so I've gotten... Mother's told me effectively what's going on. It's unfortunate, but this is what we got to do. So let's just go ahead and... let's head back to the galley and break some hearts here.
Okay. Would you like Davis to stay at the cockpit, or...
figure out where we're at, if you can, in relation to where, like, how far off course are we? Like, how far did it have to take us off course to do this?
It could have redirected us.
It could have.
She will look into that.
Okay, because I want to know how far behind this is going to put us.
Okay. Now, the ship has, like, a comms, like I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Like the school comms.
An intercom?
Intercom,
Okay.
thank you. The word, I was stuck on comm. And
It's a space comm.
Yeah. In addition, like, there's personal radios too, like you could liken it to like a Bluetooth headset or something.
Okay.
But there are comms, so she could listen into the conversation you're having and actually contribute to.
Yeah, that probably would be for the best, because
Okay.
we're going to have some bad news in a minute.
But Davis is at the console right now, and she is trying to figure out where you are in relation to where you should be, and see if she can find maybe the source of this supposed distress signal.
Yeah, try and track that down, figure out where the hell we're going.
Captain Miller rejoins the rest of the crew of the Montero in the galley.
Okay, so at this point, she's coming into the room. She's probably looking a bit, not quite upset, but maybe slightly perturbed.
What's the matter, Captain? As I sip another coffee.
Had a little bit of a detour. Mother dropped us out early to answer a distress signal.
Stress signal?
What?
What are you talking about?
Don't know much. It's just
Where are we?
we don't know. We're not in anywhere charted, but
We're
definitely not at the colony. We're not at Sutter's world.
but we're not stopped somewhere between where we started and somewhere where we're going. We're just randomly in an uncharted, unknown part
We
of
don't know.
space.
Davis is trying to figure that out, but
Right.
immediately, no clue.
Well, no. This. I mean, to be honest, this could be a good thing. If whatever is putting off.
Your thing.
No, you have any idea what the salvage bonuses are on this sort of thing?
So we're getting extra shares based on
Right.
this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Besides,
Yeah.
we could.
Okay, well,
Well, yeah, okay.
then,
That changes
I mean,
things.
if
Well,
we're going
for
to
all
get
of
paid,
us.
I mean,
sakes,
hell,
I
if this
hope
is
you're
something
right.
like valuable, like a bulk freighter or a research vessel or a military ship, this
But
could get us all
regardless-
promotions.
Right. Ooh, promotions. And regardless of what it is, we're going to get paid more.
Right.
Right.
As opposed to not getting paid at all.
Which one of those pays the highest bonus, promotion bonus, with
well-
promotion and bonus?
Well, technically, if it's entirely salvage, which depends entirely on if the crew is all deceased.
There was
That would be awful, but I mean, worst case scenario, what's the best case of the worst case?
Well, the best case would be if it's a good-sized ship and it's there's nobody left to claim ownership.
Well, there was somebody that
I mean,
lied
from
long
a
enough
pure from a pure profit based.
Right, but I mean, if it was a military ship, that would be more
Yeah,
than,
those-
say,
that's-
cargo hauling ship.
Yes.
Ooh.
there was
I
somebody
mean,
alive long enough to send a distress signal.
Well, what kind of distress signal? Like,
Yeah, but
hey,
we've
we're
been
broke
traveling
down,
we've been traveling
broke
at
a tire.
light speed. That could be
We don't
years
know.
ago.
or like, hey,
I listened
some
to
of
the
our crew
message
turned into
myself.
cannibals. I mean, what are
It's
we talking about?
unintelligible.
At
At
Do you
best,
need someone to
can
clear it up? Do you need...
If
do you
you'd
want
like to
to
take
do-
a crack at it,
Right.
that would be amazing.
Right. I mean, I can do your job for you. That's cool. I get paid to do that sometimes. We can do that. That doesn't come with a bonus, though, does it? Of course not. All right. I'll get right on it, Captain. Thank you. Thank you for giving me instructions today. I'll see you later after I've done this little favor for you at my meekly hourly wage.
No, I'm just
All
wondering,
right. Let's go do that.
which person is Miller?
Miller is
Oh, the
Right
captain.
here, the captain.
Of course.
Right here.
Of course. Never mind.
All right. So I'm going to go try to clean that up for the dear old captain.
Dear old captain. You need my help, bud?
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go do.
I'll bring the coffee.
That sounds good. Bring extra. I'm behind on my quota today. And it's free.
only urinated 4 times today.
Right.
And I'm a half dozen kind of
There's
guy.
a reason.
For
There's a reason the water is cloudy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's the caffeine.
You know what happens when you make coffee with caffeinated water? Good
You
stuff.
die.
Good stuff.
You can see other dimensions.
It only takes the years off the end.
Yeah.
You won't
Yeah.
notice them.
That's right.
As everybody's kind of coming to this realization, you hear a klaxon start to go off.
Like a warning?
And yeah, like a warning, and Davis is on the comms like, shit, brace.
Brace.
Grab
Grab.
onto something.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Strap
grab
myself
something.
in.
Yeah. Seatbelt, handguard, security rail, whatever.
Thankfully, you got a good pilot. And while the ship kind of, you've kind of got like a anti-gravity / like gyroscopic thing going on to where, even if like major changes in acceleration don't cause you to like come to our
Splatter on the front bulkhead.
right, like even with those protections in place, you can feel the ship jar. You can hear like internal creaking. You can hear the hum of these engines kind of like die down and then hit like 100%. It for the technician at the table, it makes the noise that you're like, ooh, that sounded expensive.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. It definitely sounds expensive. I guess who's going to be fixing that?
But yeah,
all right, let's do that.
You feel that lurch, you grab onto something, just try to make sure you're fine, and a few seconds pass, and nothing happens.
Can I radio Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah, Davis, what are you doing?
There's a ship out here.
There's a ship out here. Right.
It didn't have its running lights or its beacons on or anything. It's pitch black out here.
We ran into it?
No. Mother detected it at the last minute. I had to pull up. The bank hard port. I barely missed it.
Okay, well then you saved us from more damage, but how much damage did you cause when saving us from ramming the explosive-filled vessel into the other vessel?
What kind of ship is it? What are we looking at?
I'm gonna have to bring it back around. We've overshot it.
Refill my coffee and head up to the cabin or to the bridge.
Yeah, I'm going to be making a beeline up there because
it's got the best windows.
I'm going to go up there so I can see the status report on the ship because it didn't sound healthy.
You'll need to give me a second here. Let me count. It's floating along at 0.04 C right now.
The hell?
We need to give me a second to slow down and we'll bring it alongside.
So it was underway.
It's drifting.
Where did you think the distress signal came from?
Well, if it's under, it says yeah.
Or are there two ships out here or just one?
Including yours?
I almost guarantee this is our
distress signal.
Ship.
Okay, well.
It means it lost power.
So what we should do is we can go up there. I can clear up the distress signal. You can give me a status report on how damaged the ship is. We can assess our bonus and our promotions. And we can call it the start of a good day. Mainly because of the promotions and the extra money, and not because I have to do other people's jobs who don't know how to use basic computers.
You're not doing other people's jobs. You're doing your job. You're doing the job that you're here for.
Well, we can agree to disagree.
For the listeners, Miller's rubbing their forehead.
I'm getting a little too into this character.
At the very least, you have to admire his enthusiasm.
Whatever gets the job done at this point.
I just want you to know that
there's a difference between
Kayla Rye is the technician on the USCSS Montero. She is 23 years old, and the only notable trait about her is that she's bitter.
There's a difference between bitter and being a cantankerous
There's a reason.
Is there a difference between being bitter
I like to think
and a cantankerous bitch?
I like to think there.
Because I woke up and I was going to drink some free coffee. And now I got to fix a half-broken ship. I got to fix some other mysterious half-broken ship. And I have to clear up someone's inability to use a walkie-talkie.
With the name Rye, there's a reason she's bitter.
Well, I'm sorry we woke up and had to go do work.
That's what I'm saying. My life has hit the point where the best part of it is free coffee. Let's get this day started with, right? Let's do it. Let's be excited.
Go get your free coffee and come on.
Let's be excited. Let's all be team players. Let's go.
Davis is making adjustments.
The company man is worried when other people start talking about being team playered.
Davis begins to slow the ship up some so that she can attempt to match speed alongside that particular vessel. Without the external factors such as the running lights or anything like that, it is kind of difficult to determine this thing. So she's basically
probably put a spot on it.
Oh yeah.
Do we have external lights?
Yeah, you have external running lights and like spotlights and stuff like that.
Is it possible for Mother to link up with that ship's mother?
It would have to be powered.
Oh, they don't have any power
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
There's not a single light on. It's not pinging anything on radios. It's just black.
Floating in
Yeah.
space.
I mean, the source of the distress is becoming apparent. Like this is definitely the vessel, and you pull up to it, which is a little bit difficult due to having to drive with sensors instead of with visual cue points. But Davis does get close and hits the floods, and this is not something many of you have seen in quite some time. Maybe Wilson may remember it, but there was a time when Weyland-Yutani was two separate companies, and you were looking at the USCSS Cronus, which is a Weyland SEV M3 Heliodus class spaceship.
I would just whistle.
Yeah.
Whistle softly as the paint of the name of the ship kind of rotates into our view.
So it's old.
It's stupidly old.
How big is it?
It's very large. It is comparable to the Prometheus?
Yeah.
It's comparable to the Prometheus class.
Also, it's like a research vessel.
Yes.
My whistle will go into, will just kind of trail off and go, that, my friends, is money.
All right. So, how much money are we talking about?
I don't know. It depends on what this thing was out here for.
Gotta salvage it first.
Yeah. But that ship is worth a lot more than this beat up old thing, that's for sure.
Thank you.
I mean, it's a great ship. It served us well.
I didn't say you were wrong.
But quite frankly, you guys are due for an upgrade because you deserve better.
All right, so first, I'm going to need that status report on how damaged our ship is from her crazy maneuvers.
Minimal.
Minimal.
I mean, just...
So it's not anything pressing that I have to take care of right now.
Correct.
And there's no,
this
like...
ship is still functional. It's just a lot of hard maneuvers had to be made in order to prevent an actual collision.
Oh,
I just want to make sure...
So you just ticked over into the mandatory maintenance instead. You didn't actually break anything. You just passed the maintenance counter.
Just wanted to make sure.
We'll give it a once over when we're done here.
Right. So, the Weyland what now?
This is a Weyland SEV M3 Heliodus, Heliades.
That's the name of the ship?
It's a Heliodus class. That's the model. The name of it is the USCSS Cronus. Cronus. So,
the Cronus.
It's not a name that any of us would recognize, is it?
Yeah, that's a good question. Would I recognize it?
It is
What
one
can I
call
roll?
sign.
Or is there anything in the ship's logs about it?
You do have a ship AI.
Let's ask it. Hey, Mother, what do you know about the Cronus?
Mother's not going to respond to you because you're not the acting officer or the Weyland-Yutani corporate agent.
I mean, that's fine.
I mean, I can go ask.
I probably knew that. So I was
It's
all
like, yeah, I mean, it's
so
it's
you
on the
said
You said
intercom,
it
you already
knowing
said.
that the captain was going to do it for you.
Yeah. I just kind of go clear my throat after I say it and look it and give you the look.
I feel like Mother and I are going to have like 50 conversations today. It's just like leave, have a minute of exposition, turn around, go back in.
Well, no, we talked earlier about putting it over the intercom so Mother could listen in and talk to us.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah.
That's real new.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say Mother would be able to. I know in all the movies it's like they all type into the keyboard and stuff.
That's because they hate each other.
Well, that and yeah.
I
like that though. That's good.
The movies were done in the 70s. You know, the first movie was like late 70s, right?
It was something like
long
6
time
gigabytes of storage.
Yeah, a long
It was
time before
beautiful.
voice recognition was a
And
thing.
this actually, technically, this game, I know you can pick wherever in the timeline you want. This game probably takes place about 3 years after Aliens 3.
Okay.
Do you know what year that is?
that's
Alien 3?
Yeah, this is after the Sulaco goes missing. This is after the penal colony gets destroyed. Like
This is real late.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
You access
Yeah, I
Mother.
can
You ask about the
Mother.
Cronus. Right now, she's running on minimal power with all external and interior lights off. The only sign of life from her is the repeating SOS signal.
It is still broadcasting?
Yes.
It's garbled?
I don't know if would it still be broadcasting the voice message or
You all also receive deck plans for what the Cronus looks like, and I'm just giving you all a handout. Like, you probably have some type of projector.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore.
Oh my goodness.
So, the USCSS Cronus has 4 decks,
Jesus.
labeled A through D.
God, this is
That
bigger
is
than
from-
the town I grew up in.
And that is from top to bottom.
It's huge.
The top, it's 427 feet long, 160 feet wide, and 120 feet tall, powered by 4 nuclear ion plasma engines. Fuel source is ionized plasma with nuclear fission generators.
Its reactor is 2 stories tall.
It has a crew of 17.
Heavy exploration prospecting vessel. You know what that means? That means we could not only get bonuses based on what this ship has and is, but also we turn over that prospecting data, we might promote to retirement.
We get that prospecting data, we might figure out where the hell we're at.
That's true too.
All right, so we're going to need to get that reactor started. I'm going to need to get that reactor started.
Yeah, you are.
All right.
Money, money, money.
So, are we boarding or are we going to try to board the Cronus?
What position does Cham have on the ship again?
Cham is the technician, and Rye is the cargo
I'm the technician.
Oh, so Cham's a cargo handler.
Cargo handler.
Oh, I didn't know you were asking about me.
But what? He probably has...
Cham's going to be the one kind of responsible for logistics with the contents of the freighter, loading, unloading.
Right, but he probably has, like, minor technician capabilities because of his position.
Yeah, I mean, what's Cham's skills look like? What do you have points and skills?
Heavy machinery 3, close combat 2, stamina 2, observation 1, survival 1, and comtech 1.
So the heavy machinery 3.
Yeah.
So any type of that's your repair skill.
Okay.
That's your using big heavy equipment.
That's the piloting
welders.
power loader at the end skill.
That's your welders, your bolters.
Well, I'm going to need Cham to come with me to get that reactor
I'm
started.
going to ask out a character too. Would we, doing this, would we take weapons with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we don't know what
that's
the hell's-
normal.
We don't know what's happened on that ship.
Yep.
Right.
So you have no idea.
Quick question.
It might have been like I said earlier, cannibals. Who knows?
Quick question. The external of the ship, it doesn't look like it's been damaged from the external view, right? Like no visible signs of damage.
Well, let's.
On the outside, no. You would if you plan on doing kind of like a full,
Yeah, getting like a good,
examination.
at least some sort of picture of the whole thing.
you will notice that if you take a look at Deck B on the map, at the very aft of the ship, there's something called a science module that is listed in Mother's records. That does not appear to be on this ship right now.
So, like, the module is detached.
Correct.
Mm.
Now, does it look like it was like blown
jettisoned?
off, or like it's just not there?
It's not there, and that could be...
Is it a module that is capable of being jettisoned?
If you take a look at the back, you can see some scorch marks that might be indicative of maybe it was jettisoned.
Oh, so I bet it's one of those things where, like, they could put specific gear there depending on what the mission is.
Fair.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, like a big sensor suite or something like that.
Are we picking up any sort of like radiation leaks or anything like that? This is a ship with a reactor and without power.
You are not seeing, from your standpoint right now, you're not seeing anything like that.
Okay. So something happened on this ship to cause it to lose power and start drifting.
Yeah,
But they had enough time to send out a distress signal.
admittedly, it doesn't take long to send out a distress signal.
It doesn't, but...
But whoever set that...
How long is the message that we received?
Make me a ComTech.
I can make it,
Please do.
and that's I roll as many dice as my score.
Yeah, so ComTech is keyed off of
Wit.
wit. So you'll
Do I
so
roll?
wits plus ComTech.
And is that what we're using the two different colors for? Or is that a different
No,
thing?
so the second color of dice will be for stress,
Oh,
and nobody has any stress at the moment.
Okay.
I mean,
We're still early on in this adventure.
And I just need a single 6.
I got a 6.
Okay. It takes a while to get it because it's actually a pretty lengthy message, but you kind of key off on like this very specific, almost like Morse blast of static, and that's sort of what you focus on. And when you time between those particular blasts, it's probably close to about a 90-second message.
What does it say?
It's too garbled. It's too staticky and too garbled. All you know is you've kind of determined this fingerprint that you're able to use to sort of identify how long the message was. And that tells you it was about 90 seconds. You do know that it was you can determine it was a male voice that left the message.
Okay, well, can't do much better than that on it, but
That's more than I got.
So,
there's only one way to find out.
Captain,
We're going to have to go over.
the role of Mother was played by Puddles of the Strange Gods podcast. Ambient music provided by Tabletop Audio. Original 10-minute ambiances and music for games and stories. Find out more at tabletopaudio.com.